Hello there, everyone. Welcome back to some more Let's Play Eternal Darkness. In the last episode, we had finished reading about Peter, whose last name I cannot remember, and his ordeal in the Lotaeri Cathedral. A journalist during World War I, and in particular, affected by the Battle of Somme. He had gone to the cathedral, which was turned into a field hospital, supposed to document what it was like during the war there, and what the guards and medical professionals, nurses, were doing to help those in need there. Well, he witnessed a guard drag a wounded soldier out of a tent, round the corner to a spot which led to nowhere, save for a 7-point circle surrounding Ulyath's symbol. Investigating the cathedral further, he would be drawn into the Tome of Eternal Darkness's shrine, where he was gifted the book as others before him, and learned about everything that had come before, and potentially in the future as well. He would uncover the 7-point spell circle needed to bypass the illusionary wall. He would use his lucky coin to fix the fuse box located down in the basement of the cathedral, and he would fight through several, I think at least 24 bone thieves during his horrific adventure. Eventually, he ended up in the same hallway, passage, room, guarded by the Greater Guardian, and was able to fight it, unlike poor Paul Luther. It was a difficult battle. We couldn't remember exactly, or I couldn't remember exactly what to do, but we were able to figure it out during the course of the fight, and were victorious in defeating the creature, sending it back to wherever it had come from. We then acquired the artifact of Zeltoth, and at the end of the chapter, saw Peter give it to our grandfather. We will probably need to locate that artifact, as Zeltoth is the counter to Ulyath, and I have a hunch will play more of a role in the upcoming battle against Pius Augustus. When we had left off as well, the very final thing we had seen or acquired was the lucky penny. An old coin marked in a peculiar manner. It has held sentimental value for someone. Whoever holds the penny will undoubtedly receive good fortune. We can probably safely assume that we need to make our way now to the basement in order to fix the fuse box, so we can actually look around in the upstairs room, which is currently darkened.
Enter
And with that said, let me put a small break here, and we can start. Alright, yep, awkward cut. Good thing I put that there. So, our objective now is to find the basement key. We don't know where it is. We haven't found it through any of our previous explorations. So, probably something else is different now in the house, and we need to figure out what it is and where it's located. I suppose we can look around here really fast. Alex is looking at something in particular. Nothing new about the clock, still set to 3:33. You guys, I think Destruction 42K had been thinking about how or why the ancients would grant their powers to people who are clearly set to stop them, right? Alex is probably dead set against Ulyath at this point, and realizes that it had a hand, perhaps an actual one, in dealing with her grandfather, why would Uliath allow Alex to cast spells with its rune?
Enter Bahar, Magmar, Selt Park.
I don't think the ancients actually know who is drawing upon their power, and likely.
Help me! Please help me! I can't get the blood out!
Alex has found the basement key. Well, that was a bit easier than I thought it was going to be. A small, antiquated key, somewhat rusted by the ravages of time. This is the key to the basement of the Roivas mansion. I think that the ancients cannot control who has access to their power, and I believe that it probably helps them in some way when people utilize their powers. Maybe they need people to cast their spells or invoke them to gain more power themselves. So kind of like we're being gifted with this power and recharging theirs at the same time. So I don't think, and I also think that we are beneath their notice, even though we are potentially a danger. They just don't care about us. And if we use their spells, or spells that invoke their name, it's not going to matter in the grand scheme of things. They still believe that they're going to win, and rightfully so. Why would they think any differently? We'll take a small break from that discussion to talk about this place. We were last here with Maximilian Roivas. And we know the entrance to the Forbidden... not the Forbidden City, but to the City of the Ancients is down here. Through the well. Why don't we cast... reveal invisible as well. A shotgun. A pump-action shotgun hangs from a plaque mounted on the dusty wall. Alex looks like she might be based solely on her noodle arms. Looks like she might have difficulty firing this weapon. But I've never fired a shotgun, so I guess I can't really say for sure. But she did have a dream, right? A long time ago of herself defending herself in a room surrounded by Mantarok zombies. The Winchester Model 1300 Defender is quite possibly one of the finest pump-action shotguns available. The unique slide action operates a rotating bolt, and unlocking it is recoil-assisted, making it very fast and smooth to cycle. Hello, there's a door down here. Ah. A fuse box and circuit breaker array is situated upon the wall. All but one of the fuses are intact. The absence of this one is suspicious, and until it is replaced, the circuit connected to it is useless. Well, we know what to use here. Alex jams Lucky Penny in place of the missing fuse. The safe is large and old-fashioned, made in the days when security was derived from the heavy metal construction rather than secure locking mechanisms. It doesn't look like it would be too difficult to break the combination. If only Alex had a stethoscope to hear the tumblers more clearly. Since we're down here, let's see what's on the other side of this door. What's over here, Alex, that you want to look at? Blood on the wall. Oh, it's interesting. It's like we can create cuts on the wall. Oh! This is something related to the telescope, I'm guessing. A mechanical device is secured to the floor. Long metal screws hold a dull metal dish firmly against the floor. A locking mechanism is fixed to the top of the dish, looking toward the ceiling. Well, we don't know what to do with this, and there's no reason for us to interact with it, I suppose, beyond the initial examination. Let's go upstairs and take a look at what that bathroom had in it. At this point, we should probably always keep our A weapon enchanted with Zeltath's will to make fighting easier in case we find ourselves suddenly engaged in it. I wonder if the increased power of Reveal Invisible will now show what's in. Will now show what could be behind that ruined section of wall. No, still cannot get through it. Ooh, look at the skull on this medicine cabinet. An antique medicine cabinet hangs on the wall. Its wood is stained from years of use and the ambient humidity of the room. Should Alex open it? Let's not do so yet. Alex has found a page from the Journal of Maximilian Roivas. I was expecting to find something from our grandfather. I sought to love all, yet now love causes me pain and suffering. I have learned to fear nothing, although it is nothing that I most fear. All that were loyal to me now number among my worst enemies. Oh, we can't open the chest. All right then. So the only thing in here we can still interact with is the medicine cabinet. Hidden away inside the medicine cabinet is a chapter page from the Tome of Eternal Darkness.
You are not free to leave this plane until you complete a task for me. You are to hunt and kill the master of this house. Do this one thing, and you will be free. Else fear the wrath of Ulyav. Everything is complete for your arrival, Master. Now we must wait for the planets to align, and that is not too many years from now. Another Roivus has crossed our path. This time, we will not be so merciful.
Mercy has no place in this world.
He will meet such a horrible death that the rest of the line will never set foot in his house again.
Pray to me that they don't.
Well, Pius, you're quite wrong about that. The way you killed him just enraged Alex, or at least piqued her curiosity about what could have done it. And so here she is, discovering everything that you've done. It was a large mistake on your part to assume that any other Roivus wouldn't be interested, at least definitely not Alex, in what happened to their family members. You guys know the drill by now. We go back to that one room to read the journal entry. No, I haven't even tried to read it someplace else. I wonder if you're always supposed to bring it back here. I can... Well, let's save the game. I doubt we're going to find enemies waiting for us there. But just in case, let's prepare for it all the same. Alright, well, I can't see why we would delay. Let's go ahead and read this chapter page.
My education in psychiatry did not prepare me. I would love to see how Freud's view of his mother would change with the knowledge of Chattur'gha. How Skinner would incorporate Xelotharth into his behaviorist theories. How Jung would accommodate Ulyaoth into his theory of the collective unconscious. Like my ancestor Maximilian, I too had an interest in my family tree. As a psychiatrist, I believed that science could provide answers into my family's sordid, bizarre past. It was with great excitement that I began my search. The mansion's history was filled with my colorful predecessors. Everything from convicted and hung witches to committed madmen, each laying their own peculiar mark on its character. I intended to find their secrets.
This part of the library was reserved for the entertaining of the house's more scholarly guests. A simple yet elegant layout affords quiet drink and conversation. We've seen him here at least once talking with Peter, where he received the Xelotharth artifact. We can probably assume that he's already had all this read, and we are probably reading about the very last moments of his life. This is probably happening the afternoon or early evening, right before Alex was called. A journal of family history rests on the mantel as if used recently. Above the warm glow of a kindled fire, the Roivas family tree hangs from the wall. Shadows flitter across its surface, obscuring the detail. If one looks closely, the family's secrets are revealed. I guess we'll pretend to sit down here and look at this book. An old musty book, bound in dry, dusty leather. This book covers the early history of the Roivas family, dating back before the settlers in this land. There appears to be something pressed between the pages. The minute hand of a clock. This appears to be the minute hand of a large clock made from stamped brass. We also have liquid courage. A small flask of the old sauce, liquid courage, a magical elixir to power one's spirit in the face of adversity. Bottoms up. Using this will regain sanity. I suppose at this point, while he is something of a collector of the artifacts, right? He's already, at this point, received Mantarok's heart and Zeltath's... Oh, and Zeltath's artifact. But not Chaturga's yet. At least not that we've seen. So, he's familiar with their names. But he has not yet received the book, the Tome of Eternal Darkness, unless it is here hidden away, and he just hasn't decided to read it yet. These books contain the history of the Roivas family, genealogy, birth, and death records, deeds, and writs. The Roivas family is a troubled one. As Mediterranean immigrants, the early Roivas were shunned by other settlers in North America. Suspected of witchcraft, the Roivases were convicted during the witch hunts, forcing them into hiding. As memories faded, the Roivas rebuilt their lives. Perhaps there is some truth, however, to those old witch hunts and stories about magic use from the Roivas family. Some may have been able to reach out to these ancients to to cast spells and what have you in their name. Maybe not all of them were even a force for good.
You know who I am, Edward. Although you are doing your best not to believe it, I am, or was, Maximilian Roivas, your ancestor. I died in an asylum after trying to warn the world. The pain and anguish I felt in that cell has empowered me to linger after my death. I must complete what I started, Edward. The darkness must be stopped, or all of humanity may end. Sets the clock to the 33rd minute of the 3rd hour.
We could try to convince ourselves that he was just indigestion, similar to Mr. Scrooge. Maybe the imaginings of a scarred mind from reading all about ancients, the occult, and other arcane practices. And we could go about our lives, never setting that clock to 3:33. But then the story would end here, and likely Ulyaoth would actually show up and devour the world, because I believe that's actually happening in this game. Edward's favorite reading chair faces a healthy, warm fire. No doubt many cold nights are ahead. Well, that sucks. It's a spell scroll, and now Edward's going to learn something to further cement the fact that he's about to be chosen next by the Tome of Eternal Darkness. An ancient scroll of paper sits on the chair. Magic Pool spell scroll. I don't remember this one. What does that do? Oh my god, where's the spell? Oh, we don't have access to the book yet, so we don't have access to the spells. A looming grandfather clock stands ominously in the corner, gazing on the empty room with an almost patriarchal air of its own. The ghost asks Edward to set the clock, but there are no hands on it. Edward must find the clock hand so he can set it properly. Why don't we get both of the hands before we attempt to set it? If Maximilian was here to warn us about the darkness and that we need to do something about it, then this might mean that the forces of the ancients are here and desire to stop us from this task. Let's also change out to... Oh, nope, you don't have access to spells yet, Tim. Can't do any spell stuff. A thick layer of grime on the window prevents Edward from looking out to the garden. Despite the efforts of the servants Edward hires, the mansion continues to sink into decay. Maybe those servants are just not so interested in cleaning, but more spying on Edward. As Edward nears, the servant stops mumbling to herself and asks him if he thinks the weather will clear up before the solstice. Edward finds the reference to the solstice rather odd and ponders its significance. The servant notices Edward's presence and comments on the weather. Idle chit-chat. A large carriage clock sitting on the foyer table, beautifully crafted, but appears to be stuck with the hand set permanently to 3:33. Portraits of the ancestral Roivus line the foyer walls. Their faces reveal a dark, brooding edge. There is something about each one that gives the viewer an unsettling feeling. I'm surprised the telescope room isn't here, so maybe this did take place in the more distant past. .38 revolver. With no one living in the house for a long time, it's no wonder the pantry is empty. Edward lives out of the refrigerator, so to speak. I guess he's rich enough to afford servants. I'm guessing he is a, well, psychiatrist. Perhaps he's also a teacher to help pay the bills. A grandiose kitchen fireplace, with all the amenities of modern life, it hasn't been used in quite some time. The other clock hand isn't in the kitchen. Edward has never learned the piano, but that has not stopped him from hammering away at the keys now and again. It is very therapeutic. Perhaps one day he would learn it properly. Interesting that it's open and there's no journal page there. So this might hint that it was Edward who hid the pages everywhere. Actually, we know that already based on one of the notes from Edward to his granddaughter, which was found inside the tome, congratulating her and successfully following the footsteps. An antique cavalry saber mounted on a display stand gleams in the moonlight. We'll take it but won't equip it quite yet. There's no reason for us to do that, but we're probably a little nervous after seeing the ghost, so maybe a form of defense could be handy. I'm guessing that Edward here has not actually read about the Tome of Eternal... Well, no, he must have learned about its... No, maybe he didn't actually. Maybe he doesn't know anything about the Tome or the Ancients at this point. It could be that those artifacts were... If this isn't happening the day of his murder, which is what I originally thought, maybe this is happening a few years in the past. So can I look at his hair really quick? He has all dark hair, and he didn't when he was talking with Peter. So this is in the more distant past. That statue is still not here. The bust, sorry. Brooding, melancholic paintings adorn the walls. Strange choices of decoration for a bedroom, each one seized with a virulence that could only have been wrought by an unsound mind. Some more .38 revolver ammunition. We didn't start with a gun. Shotgun shells, alright. Looks like grandfather, so we'll follow the daughter in terms of weaponry. Heavy impact super shotgun shells. What does our saber say? Cavalry sword. Oh, wow. I'm saying it correctly. Pronouncing it correctly. Cavalry swords like this saber were used chiefly as an item of ceremonial dress for officers. The brass-knuckled guard was a style popular with both American and English cavalry officers in the second half of the 18th century. The master bathroom is woefully Spartan and only barely contemporary. It appears to satisfy the most practical of tastes, or perhaps someone who has their mind set on other things. It's like my bathroom. I don't really care. I'm in it often, thanks to health issues, but I don't really care about updating it. It's there for one particular... three purposes. I can brush my teeth, sit on the toilet and crap, and take showers, and that's it. It doesn't have to... It has to be functional. More shotgun shells. Looks like more bullets as well. Elephant gun ammunition! Why is all the ammunition lying around in the house everywhere? What the heck, Edward? A Spartan bed, daily fashioned after colonial trends, offers small comfort to the weary. It hasn't been slept in for a long time, and that in itself is a testament to its luxury. I had not, in other words. Edward is reassured at the sight of the family gun cabinet, itself a priceless antique. He would rather not have to smash the windows to get inside, but where do you leave the key? I don't see why we would actually need another gun. Alex already has a saber strapped to his waist and a shotgun strapped to his back, I think. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I thought we had a shotgun. No, we only have ammunition at the moment. A journal of family history rests on the bench. I wonder what's inside this book. We'll probably find the other clock hand there. Let's explore the other rooms, and then we'll go back downstairs to examine that clock. Muttering to herself as she works, the servant comments on how the mansion is never really clean. That room is still not here. An exorbitant and out-of-place stained glass window ends the hallway. Whoever put it here had eclectic taste, and confirms Edward's belief that the mansion is more folly than a real house. It's more like an art project of some sort. Can we look at this book? We cannot. She's not holding a journal page, though, here, as she was when Alex looked at that window. Interesting. Another hint that Edward put this house together to hide the journal pages here and there. I kind of don't believe Maximilian built this secret passage here. He wouldn't have had time to do so. Maybe someone else in the family had done this. A musty book bound in dry, dusty leather. This book covers the recent history of the Roivas family, going perhaps back 150 years. There appears to be something pressed between the pages. Okay, let's go ahead and adjust it.
Take them and use them. They are humanity's only hope. Destroy the Guardians, Edward, and avenge my waste and death.
A loaded revolver is mounted on the wall by means of a display plaque. Well, this hints that this room was indeed constructed by someone else in the Roivas family, as it was flintlocks Maximilian was wielding, given the time period he existed during. Is it fully loaded? It even has 6 bullets in it. Before we examine that tome, let's look around to take everything else that might be of interest in this place. A detailed drawing of a surreal city, reminiscent of old ideas for futuristic cities. Its draftsman was very talented, for as he stares, he believes tiny inhabitants peer at him from the shadows. A diabolic drawing of a stack of human bodies, each one cemented into place. What twisted psyche could have executed this drawing? Though disturbing, it is meticulously rendered down to the subtlest detail. The precise anatomy of fractured bones and the convolutions of spines and ribs entwine into a mesmerizing sight. I'm still not sure why Ulyaoth needed that constructed. It seems just mean-spirited to me. That's a polite way of saying just pure evil. Maybe the sacrifice and misery of all those people are necessary for the ancient to appear in this world. They do seem more desirable of suffering than, say, the H.P. Lovecraft mythos creatures did, who simply exist and don't care about us at all. A strange leather-bound tome sits closed amidst piles of books and papers. What does that do? We have 2 spells. We have 2 spells left undiscovered. One of these is summon horror, and I do not know what the other one is. What does this do? This dread scroll contains a secret of arcane magic. It reads, This magic transfers the innate magic energy of the environment to the self. The limitless power of the ancients will be at your disposal for the duration of the magic. Once the magic has waned, you will be bereft of spiritual power until it naturally seeps back into your being. Tyr and Regamore runes. It sounds like that keeps our magic from failing for a time, and then our magic drains once the spell effect ends. Okay, I'm going to swap the... Oh, I already have magic attack up there. You know, I think I'm okay with all those. I like to imagine that only the person who's benefiting from that spell can actually see the protection it grants. And I guess we will...
Enter my heart,
Let's cast another. Let's see, where are you? Spell list. So what would Edward have been most interested in after reading the book? Or rather, how would that affect him in the immediate future? The Bone Thieves and the servants had been possessed by them from when Maximilian roamed this estate. It is likely that the same thing is happening here. We know about the room that Maximilian had in this house, which has been secreted away as well. And not this one, the one upstairs. So we should go there next and see if we can find a way to enter it. Oh no! That was a different creature. We haven't seen that thing before. Maybe we could just ignore her. Half a key tumbles out from the vase that has been toppled and smashed. It glints on the floor. Bottom half of the basement key. Heard a sloshing zombie sound. Footsteps, and then we heard a door shut. Let's get to that one room and see if we can figure out a way to open it. I hear more zombies. It's killing all the servants. And we can't actually enter that room. We need to listen for it. Actually, it's in one of these rooms. It's down here. It's in that room. Oh, that's interesting. We saved the guy. But the creature will be back. It's healing itself right now. don't care about that. Okay. Well, we need to. I guess we need to destroy the vases to find another part of the key.
Enter my heart, Zelda heart.
Oh, I can't interact with any of those. Maybe we have to kill the other servant? That's where the creature went, I believe. Okay, I guess we should probably hotkey this. We'll put it on the recover. We tend not to use recover a whole lot anymore. Stay here and defend our people, but I don't think that thing sleeps. Wow, she takes these like a champ. But she didn't drop anything. Maybe we just have to keep this creature. We have to keep wounding it, and eventually it will drop the key.
Enter my heart, Zelda heart.
We should probably check out Magic Pool and see how that works. I see you. In its desperation to escape from Edward, the vampire creature drops the top half of a key onto the floor. Okay, so we'll need to repair that. Oh. Okay, let's mix that with this. We've assembled it? Is it really assembled? How does that even work? Oh, game, you missed an opportunity for us to have to enchant it and see if we would remember that. Oh! Okay, it does work that way. Good. Fully repaired. Let's go get it. Probably really should have realized. Nice! The dot affected it. Oh crap! We need to stop that. Okay, can we cast a Dispel here? We should be protected from it hitting us. So let's use a Dispel Magic cast. I'll assume it takes 7. A simple obelisk made from an alien stone sits atop the well. A runic design is carved into one side, proclaiming its allegiance. Okay, this is not going to work. There is a scroll on the shelf there. I would like to leave and cast a shield spell on us, so let's do that really quick. Okay, let's get out of here, Edward. This is a mistake. That was a big mistake. We wounded it for a bit, but we need more magic. That means we just have to walk around. We have no way to more quickly recover it. Unfortunately. I suppose we can keep... that on us, at least. To watch for it to show up out of that door. I want a shield, and then we'll head down there and examine the shelf. Maybe that spell will let us get through it. If we have magic, we should probably try a magic pool, as I mentioned earlier. To see if that can help us keep our magic up. Since we're running out of it rather... Actually, can we maybe... Let's cast it now. Let's see how this works. Then we should... I guess we should probably cast a better version of it. Tier Regamore. Okay, it does more rapidly improve our magic for a time. The recovery doesn't work on Magic Restore, so that's super useful. Okay, Martin, you can't really kill it. A tattered scroll lies on a dusty shelf. Summon horror. That's not going to help us here. Yeah, I don't know what to do here. Dispel magic didn't do anything to that obelisk. Maybe we're missing an item that we need to actually stop it from regenerating. Suppose we can take all the weapons we see down here, though. Hidden in the shadowy corner of the basement, an antique double shotgun is on display on the wall. This function allows the character to change the fire selector on guns. 1 or 2 shots. Maybe we need to actually blast it to bits? I feel like we should enchant it though first. So let's get out of here to do so.
Enter my heart, Cell Park.
Alright, let's get down there and blast it in the face. If this doesn't work, then we're missing something. Alright, that did not work. The dispel didn't work either. We are missing one more spell. Maybe we can send it away with a trapper. Or is there something else down here I missed? Oh, wow, there's lots of ammunition. Okay, so we need to figure out what to do. And let's also cast that magic pool again. Oops, too soon, I think. And I think everyone will keep going for only a few more minutes because we've been playing for like an hour.
Enter my heart, Cell Park.
And the only place I can think of where we haven't yet explored is back up here. And it would be the one room. Right here, but we can't enter it. We're not allowed to interact with the stained glass window at all. There's nothing in any of the rooms that we've missed. Oh, hold on. Oh, okay, darn it. I thought we could interact with that vase. How about this one? No. It's going to be up the stairs very soon, so we'll want to just set it back downstairs again. Maybe we have to let it feed on all the people? I don't think so. Well, everyone, so actually, let's stop here. And when we come back, I will have figured out what to do, because this is one I think I probably will look up online. So see you guys then. Thanks for watching, everyone, and take care.